Gango, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to MBFC. We're back with another reaction, and my name is Nande. And today is a very special reaction video because we're being joined by Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer from the Rest is Football channel as they have a 2-on-1 conversation with Erling Haaland, who has just scored 100 Premier League goals in 111 matches, toppling Shearer's record and pretty much cementing his name in the annals of football history. And listen, people, every single person's favorite player is subjective, but what isn't subjective is statistics. And statistically speaking, Erling Haaland is the greatest striker of his generation. Now, the fact that he plays for my football club, it's amazing, but it also gives me pause, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me feel like I'm kind of undeserving. But I suppose this is the same way that a lot of Barcelona fans felt in 2012 watching a certain number 10, adorn their jersey. But listen, that's neither here nor there, man. Let's just jump right into Erling Haaland as he breaks down his career in Manchester City so far. We're so proud of the kid, and yeah, man, let's just jump right into the video.
Hello and welcome to The Rest is Football with Alan Shearer and me, Gary Lineker, and we're joined by a very, very special guest. We've come up to Manchester, to the training ground at Manchester City, because, well, a bit of history's happened in the last few days. Erling Haaland has joined us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. You've just beaten his record. And there's a ball here, actually, that I don't know whether you've seen it yet. I don't think you noticed it when you walk in.
Yeah, I saw some.
I think you're going to be presented that in the game.
Have you actually seen it? Do you know?
No,
you've got all the numbers of each goal, and there's a little
drawing on each one.
Every goal. Very nice, very clever.
Yeah, it's nice that.
It's
good
pretty
touch,
cool.
Yeah.
So how was it to know that you've beaten his record quite comfortably, I must say, by 13 games?
Yeah, so obviously I knew for a time that the 100 goals was possible to break. I'll be honest to say that. But again, I didn't think too much about the record, which I don't do. I've said it many times. I know one record. That's the all-time.
Let him know.
So 260 goals. Yeah.
Yeah. But the rest, I don't know. And when it happens, it's amazing. Like with the Fulham game, it's a piece of history, if you want to say, and of course it's a huge thing in the end to be able to see, first of all, a list with the many great players and also to beat them as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alice, you've taken it well.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. I kept on looking at. Well, he hasn't scored. It was 2 games that you hadn't scored for in the league
in Premier League.
Big goal drought.
But it was always going to happen, and yeah, I'm delighted for you. You deserve it because you just made it look so easy. It's not. You're playing in the best league against some of the best defenders. You've been here 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Crazy.
how have you found it? Because you make it look stupidly easy.
103.5 years is crazy.
And it's not, is it?
No, it's not. It's hard. It's really hard. I've said it before. Since coming from Germany, it's different. It's more physical. I think.
Is it more physical than the German league? Because the German's kind of end-to-end football, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
but
quite
it's
a bit more open.
It's more the duels and it's more the contact. It's just like even playing against Fulham. It's a top team. Look at the game. It's 5-4 in the end. It's incredible. And you play against Bassi, which is how strong is he?
Yeah.
And Anderson is huge. So every game is kind of course, its own game and everything. You have your plan and everything, but in the end, the physicality is intense and it's difficult. Because there's so many games and you have the Champions League, you have the cups and everything. So that also makes you need to work even more on the recovery side and be ready for the next game. Because look, now we played Fulham, and then Sunderland comes straight ahead. And Sunderland, how good have they been this season?
But you love a physical battle, though, don't you? I mean, when you talk about the size of defenders, they must look at you and think, "Look at the size of him." You must love that side of things.
Yeah, it's nice, and I am a bit old school in a lot of things because of my father. I've also been looking at the Premier League ever since as long as I can remember, So I like the old school kind of, the charming thing of running, tackling, all these kind of things is a nice thing. And also, like, you never see me with playing with gloves. It's because my father would
Playing with gloves.
Good old
if I did, you know.
Yeah,
So I'm a
brilliant.
bit old school as
Oh,
well. So
okay,
that's why I
like
like
the
it as well.
Thierry Henry
Is it one of the
gloves, I
reasons
get it.
that you chose Manchester City to come? I mean, obviously at the time you were scoring all sorts of goals at Dortmund. Everybody wanted you. Why did you want to come to A, the Premier League, and B, Manchester City?
Because in Norway, it's the league we watch. Everyone in Norway's got a team. You know, there's so many Newcastle supporters because it's especially in my hometown, because it's under 1 hour flight to Newcastle. It's really close. You know, so it's always been that, you know, there's so many Leeds
Why
fans.
didn't you go to Newcastle?
No, that was just about to ask that question myself.
You know, so many Premier League fans in Norway, including myself, and also when my father played in Premier League, you kind of get dragged a bit into it, don't you? I think, and in the end, when this opportunity came with Pep, and of course trying to be a part of the history when I signed was, I don't know the name, intriguing, if this is the right thing to say, and yeah, in the end it worked out, which I knew it was gonna be, and yeah, it's been amazing so far.
Yeah, because I would say that you bucked the trend, really, because most of the superstars of world football, and I'd definitely put you in that category,
Absolutely.
they go to Real Madrid or they go to Barcelona, don't they?
Hey, brother,
and they
don't
still
start
do.
anything, man. Come
Perhaps the
on.
first one that didn't was maybe Paul Pogba, you could say, at that particular point in his career. But I think you were the first, like, general superstar that all the clubs want that came to an English club.
Yeah, and I think timing is really important. You know, with coming into City, they needed a striker, and all of this was also something that triggered me. You know, Pep's been playing a little bit without a striker, and he loves to keep the ball. So then I was thinking, like, imagine me coming in and Ederson just like a few goals. Ederson
Absolutely.
just
Shout out
hiding
Eddie.
the ball in behind, and me running, scoring. You know, is also kind of a thing that triggered me a little bit to kind of break up the game a bit, and also show Pep's side that he can also be direct, not only passing the ball, you know.
Did you speak to Pep before you came? Was there a chat among... Did he call you? Or he did?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Was he quite persuasive?
He said the only thing I can come with is amazing football and you scoring a lot of goals. So that was it was a nice conversation. And
you know, you just mentioned there before about Pep and the passing and passing and passing. When I spoke to you about 3 years ago, I was like, well, throw your weight around, get them to put the ball in early. I think I've noticed a shift in them doing that more this season for you. Is that me seeing things, or is that something that you've spoken about and it's really happening?
I think also it's maybe we haven't got the ball as much as previous seasons, maybe. And I think that's a good thing. Like, look at, for example, the goal against, of course, you have Bournemouth, but Arsenal away.
Yeah.
We haven't got the ball, we win it, and it's a lot of space, which is a good thing for me, you know, to run into the space. And yeah, it's a bit of different, you know, we change style, and of course depends on who you play. Some teams just comes to the Etihad and try to park the bus for 90 minutes, and other come to try to play like Bournemouth, and then there's a different kind of game and you can score different kind of goals. So it really depends on who you're meeting. But yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it? I think in also the way I've been scoring some of the goals as well.
There's a slight shift all over the Premier League, isn't it? It's gone back a little bit to more direct, isn't it? And we're seeing not more throw-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's gone full cycle.
Yeah, I mean, and also I like it. You know, you think of Stoke City when you think of the long throws with
Bro,
Rory
Stoke
Delap
City
throwing
reference
them
is
in. I
crazy.
remember this as well. It was incredible, and now you see it happening again. I don't think a few years ago you'd think of the first place in Premier League doing long throws with a £100 million player. So you never know what's going to happen.
I want to talk a little bit, well, a lot, actually, about the art of goal scoring? I mean, there's three of us here. We've scored a few between us. We just worked it out. Just over 1,000 goals between us in all competitions, which is not bad.
It's all right.
And I think you might take that to about 1,500 the way that
Fingers
you're going.
crossed.
So I just want to talk a little bit about the art of goal scoring and how it's changed from Alan's era and my era to how it is now. I don't think it's changed a lot. But first, the goal scorer's mentality. Because Alan and myself, we talked a lot about the desire, the passion, the absolute will to score. I presume that you're like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love scoring goals. And the biggest compliment I feel I'm getting is when people say, another tap-in. Another easy goal, because the easiest goals is the best, because what's the most difficult thing is to score goals. And when you can do it in an easy way, this is even better. You know, if you could be in the perfect place all the time, scoring easy goals, that's a good thing. And most of goals get scored inside the box, but also inside the 5 meters. So you need to position yourself perfectly, and that's also really difficult.
We don't get much time to train, but how do you work on your goal scoring? Is it a regular thing? How does that work with you?
I think for me, the thing that works the most is to be clear in your mind. I think all the time, and this is not a practice thing, this is more preparation. But coming into every game, no matter what happened in your life, no matter what will happen, you still need to be ready when you get that chance. And if you drop a few percentages, it might not be enough, you know. So you need to be at the perfect kind of readiness in your mind and in your body at all times, because when you expect it the least, that's when you normally get the chance. And when you get the chance, sometimes you only get one chance. And now there's so many games, so you haven't got time to think of the chance. But if you play once a week and you get one chance and you were not fully focused on that chance, that's going to bother you in your brain for 1 week, you know. So it's about being, for me, and it's difficult to explain, but it's about being fully ready for that one chance. Like the goal against Fulham.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
I didn't expect Jeremy to cross it like that, but it came perfectly, and I hit perfectly on the bounce, right over the head of the keeper, and it was enough.
Yeah. How do you feel when you score a goal early? And we were talking about this just before you came in, because you score a goal early in the game, like against Fulham, and then there's loads of goals in the game, and then at the end of the match you haven't got another one. Does that leave you? I mean, I said to Alan, I can't remember many games where I walked off the pitch really happy, even if I'd scored. If you scored 2 in the first hour, you're still disappointed because you didn't get the third. Do you have that same kind of mentality?
Of course, I want to score more goals.
Yeah.
You know, and I had 2 in the post against Fulham.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I was
crazy.
maybe a bit more sharp, I don't want to say lucky, but a bit more focused while finishing, I'd get a hat-trick. That's the reality, but I didn't. But I got 1 goal, I got the 100, but I should have had more in that game, simple as that, you know.
And that's what you think
You should
about
have
afterwards.
conceded less, really.
You're all right, you scored the 100, but you're thinking I should have 101, 102.
Yeah, I think it's normal in our brains to think like that, and even both the post shots pissed me off.
I'm totally with you.
Unlucky, man,
Tell me
unlucky.
about, I mean, we can swear because it's our podcast, but when Pep's taking you off and you're on 2 goals, that would seriously fucking annoy me. Tell me the truth, what you're feeling.
I've seen you say something about that before. I've been reading that.
Be honest with us.
Depends a little bit how my body is. If I'm really tired or if I have some problems, then maybe me and him and the physios are the only ones to know about.
Yeah.
It's good, but let's be honest, when I scored 5 goals against Leipzig, of course I want to score 6. Let's be honest. But again, the guy that comes in for me, I think would be really disrespectful if I would come out and be pissed off for him coming in and getting the opportunity to do something or to play. You know, so I think that's the last thing I would be, is to show anyone that I'm pissed off for getting substituted.
And it's different now, isn't it? I mean, we had really... You'd have loved it in our day. You never went off. You never went off. You played 90 minutes every single game. So you'd have loved it. But the big squads now and the amount of games, and there's so many more European fixtures than there used to be. So I guess you have to be sensible.
Yeah, and look how many games I already played and how many games there is left. Look at the schedule. If you look at the schedule, it's incredible. And World Cup is coming up as well, so...
and congratulations on qualifying.
Thank you. It's still another 7-month season, and we're in December, you know, so it's long season, so again, you need to kind of think a bit different, because you can't play every game now. It's impossible. 80 games, potentially. It's just how it is, you know.
You talked about earlier, didn't we, about the desire to score goals, and you talked about the fact that sometimes people just say you just get tap-ins, right? So does that annoy you a little bit when people say, well, he didn't do anything all game, he didn't really touch the ball at all, and then he scores a tap-in? It used to irritate me, because I think a lot of people, they miss how many runs you make. You know, you run there, the ball doesn't come, the ball doesn't come. Does it irritate you a little bit, the way people go, oh yeah, but he just gets tap-ins and he didn't do anything else?
I like when people say these kind of things, because it doesn't trigger me, but it's more like when people are speaking about you. First of all, it's a good thing. If no one is speaking about you, it's not a good thing as a footballer. So even before the season, there were not much speaking about me. And I loved it. It's so nice. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's have it. You know, no one was speaking about me. Everyone only about the new signings and all of this. And then, the season started, and look how it's going. You know, so no, it doesn't bother me. I'm more like, I'm just doing my job. You know.
So you do listen to it, then? You do listen to the noise outside, whether it's good or bad?
Of course, I'm a human being, so you kind of get it with you in some way. But again, like, I'm really like this about the TV channels I put on, because I shouldn't be listening to, I think, Sky Sports all day. I don't think it's a good thing listening to all the opinions, because I kind of know myself what I should do and what I'm doing. But of course, you get it with you, you know. It's just how it is, and how quiet it was in the pre-season this season.
Yeah. And that followed it's a season of, you still scored a lot of goals, but it wasn't quite the season that everyone expected for Manchester City last season. Why do you think that was? There were quite a lot of injuries. Do you think that was the main reason, or?
It's injuries, first of all. Look at one time at our defence. I don't want to blame injuries, and I'm not doing it. I'm just saying it was a part of it. And I think it's just so difficult to maintain and to keep it up after winning. There is something psychologically, if you haven't won it for 25 years, contra if you've been winning it for the last 4 years, for example. I think it's just in our human
Arsenal, is that
human
a jab
nature
at you guys?
to have a different kind of mentality of it. And it's so difficult to maintain and to keep it up after doing something great, even though there's nothing better.
4 straight years.
When we win the treble, to be able to win 4 in a row, this was incredible. You know, I think this was amazing, and it will be spoken about for the next 100 years, because I don't think anyone will do it.
Do you feel like it's coming back to where you were, or do you still think there's a bit of a way to go?
I think it's a way. There's been so many changes, and that kind of generation that dominated the last 10 years are kind of, you know, many have been leaving. Even like Kevin, he was here for 10 years. Edison, in the playing style, he was so important. So it takes time when you have the changes and all of this. And but again, when you get bought in from Manchester City, there's a reason for it, because you're good enough, and the club sees something in you that you should get out in the games and to prove to anyone. Do you map your future out? Do you look at every single season? Because when we were playing, I think I'm right in saying that if you said to yourself before season started, I get to 20 goals, that was the barometer to get to, wasn't it? 20 goals. Do you have is there anything mentality-wise?
40.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Yeah, is there anything mentality-wise that you think I need to get to a number? So, when I came to City, what would be a good season for me? What would you think you'd say?
20.
I think if I got 20,
That
you'd say
first
it's
season?
an okay season.
No,
you
we
said
would.
a good season. I didn't say a great season.
If you City winning the league and me scoring 25 goals, I think it would be a good season. 30 goals, it would be a really good season. 35 goals, amazing season, no? And 36, really good.
36 in the Prem.
The funniest thing is, or not the funniest, like, not the weirdest either, it's difficult to put words on it. I could have scored many more. Look at all the chances I missed.
Yeah.
Even this season, I could have had many more goals.
But to score a lot of goals, you have to miss them as well.
Exactly.
Because nobody's
Perfect. But again, though, we try to get there. And even now, I'm on Premier League 15 goals, which is really good.
before
so far.
Christmas, yeah.
It's
not
really
bad.
good.
Crazy.
But again, there's so many things that can happen, and I'm not putting any targets because there's so many things that can happen. So that's why I'm trying to take game by game. And if you can take game by game, and of course you want to win every game, help the team, because it's a team sport, of course. But again, as I said before, I'm the striker of City. I have to score goals. If not, they have to replace me. Because if I'm not delivering the goals and the things they need, they have to replace me. So
Mohamed
there's a lot
Salah,
of pressure
take
on me
notes.
to deliver, and to do the job.
It doesn't happen very often, but when you don't score, does it keep you up at night?
Depends a little bit, but normally not, because there's another game in a few days, and you can kind of reset. And if we don't win a game, thank God it's a game in 3 days and not a week, because then you'd sit and you'd be like, So now it's more like trying to focus on next game. But depends on. Or you remember the Manchester United game when we won 4 in a row, when you missed from 1 meter, I can just head it in and I try to do this. If I didn't score in the last minutes, it'd keep me up.
Yeah, that would hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that one was crazy. All right, everybody, we're halfway through the interview, and I want to cut it off here and then hopefully finish it off at some point. Just, you know what I mean, if you guys are interested in seeing the rest of it. But I don't want to make the video too long. Erling Haaland was just talking about, they touched on the fact that obviously he broke the record, which is phenomenal for him. And his mentality towards goal scoring and all that stuff, it's nothing that we haven't heard before. And also the fact that he's qualified for the World Cup, which South Africa are also in the same tournament. So, you know what I mean? Fingers crossed we Bafana get to play Norway at some point, you know what I mean? If that happens, honestly. But anyway, that was Haaland, man. Like, phenomenal talent, phenomenal young player. He's irreplaceable for Manchester City, for us as fans. And yeah, so all we can do is just kind of hope that he stays in form, stays injury free, which is probably the most important, having to play so many matches per season. And yeah, man, just, you know what I mean, keep scoring goals, keep breaking these records. And by the way, he says he's on 15 Premier League goals this season so far. I don't think we're even halfway through the Premier League season. So do you guys think that he said in the interview that he's not looking at any goals, or as in like, when I say goals, I don't actually mean goals in the net, but like goals, like he's not looking at anything like that. But do you guys think that he'll break his own record of 36 goals per, in a season? If he does that, it's just, you know what I mean, very phenomenal from Haaland. The one thing that I want him, just selfishly as a Manchester City fan, I want him to kind of sort things out on the Champions League side of things. We're playing Real Madrid later on tonight, and I'm very nervy about that because Real Madrid have been losing to a lot of Premier League teams this season, but they're the ones that took us out of the Champions League last season. So what's good for other teams may not be the same result for us, but we just need to beat them, and we need Haaland to be at his best later on. So, you know what I mean? Fingers crossed we win that match, and you know what I mean? We don't have to go into the the playoffs, whatever's. We just go right through. And yeah, that was, if you guys want to see the rest of this interview, I'll be more than happy to record it for you. You just leave it on in the comment section, and you know, I guess I'll just leave it at that. You know, guys, if you like the video, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment, like I said, if you have to. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace out.